Okay, well, it's day 2 and here I am again. So I thought about like when do I actually make the switch to trying to do something a little more polished and turn this into something that I'm willing to share. And I think that I want to at least make it through 7 days of uploading something just to get in the mode of consistency and daily posting and journaling and thinking about this as a priority and a habit and something that I'm actually going to do before I even think about trying to make something more complex. Maybe in the next week, maybe it's more than 7 days, but sometime in the next week, maybe I will start to get a little more intentional about trying some things with my camera and trying to edit with Premiere and seeing how my computer handles it. I know one of the main reasons I haven't done anything with video so far, even though I have the camera to do it, is because my computer can't really handle the editing very well. I have a really old graphics card. My computer is about 6 years old at this point. I built it to be a really great computer 6 years ago, but it's, of course, going to be a bit behind at that age. I'm surprised it's still going as strong as it is. So anyway, I need to upgrade my computer, but right now I should still at least be able to do some basic editing, hopefully, with what I have, and I'm going to attempt to do that. So maybe I'll play around with it a little bit, but I don't even want to try to do any kind of multiple shots or something from my camera or anything like that. I'm just going to keep doing these, talk to the camera with my microphone, webcam, recording with, I'm actually just using Loom to record this. It's super easy. It's not, I don't even have to worry about it. I almost didn't do this today already, but I was like, you know what? It's so easy. Just open it up and start talking. That's all we have to do. So anyway, today, it was not a very productive day for business. I have things that I've been putting off, and they're piling up, and it's not good. It's not a good situation at all. And so today I decided I needed to kind of start fresh, I guess, and fix some of the things that I had been putting off from when I moved my office. So I got the build finished, I guess. Everything is in its place now. Of course, there's some finishing touches. It's still just kind of a blank room. There's nothing on the walls except for my whiteboards over here. I have a lot left to do as far as personalizing it and making it my own and making it practical and what I want it to be. But I just had like boards and stuff laying around. I had my whiteboards kind of just laying on their side here. I had the molding just kind of laying. It wasn't cut to the right length, and it was just a mess. And it was just every time I walked into it, I'm like, it's not finished. Anyway, so I got all that put in, at least to the point where everything is usable now. It was already usable, but it feels kind of finished. I just need to add little touches here and there. But I'm loving having my whiteboards here already. It's been really cool. Just being able to just kind of dump my thoughts out onto the whiteboard is something that I really enjoy doing. I need to figure out a better system for organizing that so that it doesn't just stay up here and that I can erase it and know where it's going to be. Probably some combination of Evernote and Trello, maybe thinking about starting a paper journal as well to kind of go along with those things, plus the vlog, plus the blog. All of these things should be able to hold all of the things that I just dump out of my mind. But the whiteboard's been a great place for that so far. And I have this whole wall on my right. It's about, so it's 2 4x8 whiteboards. So I have a lot of space there. I guess I have a few thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts on my mind right now. Right now, one of the biggest issues is that I have a lot of client work that's already sold that needs to be delivered, or I've started working on it and I'm either behind or it hasn't been delivered yet. I have some deadlines that I'm late on. I need to really wrap up, especially some of the ones that are, things that I've promised people and haven't been delivered yet, especially people who have followed up, and I still haven't delivered on that. So that's really kind of looming over my head, and I need to get that taken care of. That's a big deal to me. I have a lot of ideas about what I want to do next. I've been testing a lot of different things, and a lot has changed lately with moving from SoCo to my home office, and Caleb getting a different job, not working with me. I don't have any full-time employee. In fact, even my contractor is not working with me a lot right now, just very part-time. It gives me the ability to think about what is the right path from here without having to try to build this big thing. How do I build it the right way? And it's not like I want to change all of what I'm doing. I just may want to reframe the way that I'm offering the things that I'm getting paid for, so that I can make sure that they're sustainable and that I'm adding the right amount of value and that I'm being compensated the right way. I've still got to figure all that out. So there's a lot on my mind as far as that goes. As far as my website and my blog and my vlog and my journaling, I have a lot on my mind as far as that goes. I am thinking a lot about what makes me different, what makes what I want to put out there different from all the things that I'm already seeing. Why would anyone watch what I have to say? Or why, even if they don't watch what I have to say, why do I still want to put something out there? Why is this important to me? I think I am trying to be more intentional about my learning style, and as I'm learning all of these things, trying to at least record it somehow. And I'm trying to think about what's practical here, because this blog, or this vlog, I guess, with me talking to the camera is really great for this kind of stream of consciousness blogging or journaling, I guess. That's really awesome, but it's not very searchable, right? It's not very practical for me personally to kind of go back. Oh, what was I thinking about that one thing? It does give me a little bit better perspective on how I felt about a thing. And I really like the fact that as I'm talking here right now, at some point, someday, I feel like this is going to be valuable to someone other than myself. Maybe my kids, maybe someone else who is wanting to know more about the way that I was thinking at this time. I feel like it'll be nice to be able to go back and hear directly from me what I was thinking. That's a really cool thing about the video. But again, as far as practically journaling the things that I'm thinking about and doing, what makes sense on video whenever it's for me first, and what should I just be putting in some sort of other archive, whether that be something that I can search on Evernote or whether that be on a blog that's easier to search. I really do like the idea of having these things be public, because it does build in a little bit of accountability, right? Because then if I start posting it on social media or sharing it with the people who are close to me, I am going to have people who are following along and asking me about things, right? So that does really help me personally to know that people are watching and that they are going to expect something from me. And it lets me, I don't know, I guess think about it in a different way and not procrastinate so much. So I do like that. But I know that a lot of people won't watch. Like right now, this video that I'm making right now, if you made it this far into watching this video, I'm shocked. This is not the kind of video where I expect someone to just sit there and watch from beginning to end. It doesn't have a story. It doesn't have anything that is teaching. It's just me thinking out loud into the camera, right? That's not something that's valuable. So what do I have that's valuable? What can I create that's valuable for other people, but also that's more valuable for myself in the future? So these are the things that I'm thinking through. One of the things that I want to do is to kind of deep dive on topics, because I do that naturally anyway, right? So when I'm doing research on a new topic or I'm learning something new, I'm going to try to learn everything that I can about that topic. And as I'm learning and as I'm researching, why don't I just record that and then be able to share all of the things that I've learned along the way, so that someone else starting from the same place that I started of not knowing anything about that topic can just kind of start with what I've learned as an outline and go from there, right? That would make a lot of sense. I feel like there's not enough of that kind of thing out there, where it's, instead of one person's opinion, it's more of a deep dive on the topic that gives you the ability to kind of dig into all of the existing materials, like a starting, a launch pad, I guess. That's something that should be interesting. I think the behind the scenes of how I come up with like a blog post that is a deep dive might be really appropriate for this kind of video, or maybe not quite this video, but something where I'm looking at the screen and kind of going through my notes and talking about why I went this direction or what I learned from that and adding my own personal notes. These kind of meta videos could be really interesting, especially if they tie to a post that someone can read. Breakdowns, I think that's something I'm actually really good at that people really enjoy, is breaking down how someone did something or how I did something or how something works and explaining it step by step. And a couple of specific things that I have been thinking about that I think really could do very well would be a breakdown of different website features and how they're made and how you could recreate them with something like Elementor or custom CSS or some JavaScript, and being able to share this like section by section with people. That could be really interesting. Breakdowns of video editing techniques as I'm learning how to vlog. And a lot of the people out there who are teaching these things, I think of someone like Peter McKinnon as an example. He has these videos that teach how to shoot cinematic B-roll or whatever, all this stuff. But every time they do these things, I feel like people are not doing a very good job of kind of getting that side angle of what does it actually look like when you're doing it. You get the actual camera shot, and maybe sometimes they'll have a few where they've zoomed out and they show it, but usually people are not doing a very good job of showing the entire process. I think maybe I could break some of those things down step by step and put it into a comprehensive guide. That could be really interesting. So deep dives, meta videos on the deep dives, breakdowns, those are three things that I've been thinking about so far. I'm still thinking about more, but those are some of the ones that I've written down so far. I guess one of the big things that I'm thinking about as far as my business goes is right now I'm starting to realize that if you are not playing the game that everyone else is playing, you might not want to play at all when it comes to SEO. Okay, so that's not always true in life, but I'm trying to teach photographers how to do SEO, and a lot of times I'm trying to teach them how to do things using free tools or using methods that don't require the expensive software that SEOs might have access to. So if I'm using something like Ahrefs or SEMrush, or even the things that I'm paying $30 a month for, things like have all these random tools, Sitebulb and text tools, and like these random things that they add up. I have a lot of subscriptions to expensive tools. It adds up to being like $2,000 a month in subscriptions to software that I use to analyze and research. And if you're not going to use those things and you're trying to do SEO on your own, it's not even a fair game, right? It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. And so how can I create a more level playing field for the people who are trying to learn how to do SEO on their own? So that's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I believe that I could probably create some sort of valuable membership or community where you are able to access reports from some of the tools that I have access to. You don't need all of them. Like, I'm not sub-selling seats into my software where you get to access it fully, but even just requesting one report per day as a limit or something like that. And, just being able to have those reports when you want them, like on a competitor, like say, hey, I want to see all of the keywords that this competitor ranks for, and just submit that request and I pull it with my tool. You don't need to have access to a $200 a month tool. You just need that one report whenever you need it, right? So I wonder if that could be something that people are paying $30 a month and they have access to the reports from all of this $2,000 worth of software. I'm thinking about it still. I don't know. Maybe something like that's already out there. Maybe it's against the terms of service for some of the software. I have to think about it. I have to research it a little bit. But that's something I really would like to pursue. If nothing else, I could make it so that I have a client relationship with a certain number of people and I can run those reports. I don't know. We'll think about it. I'm thinking more and more about how I'm going to handle coaching and doing these services for people where I need to take less clients and I need to charge more for it. But I need to find the clients where I can really add the value. And I'm not sure if that's going to be for photographers. That's my hang up right now is that I mean, I would love to be charging, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month on retainer for clients to do research and basic SEO, some technical SEO, some manual outreach, link building, things like that. I'm certainly capable of all of that. I love doing all of that, but there is no way that a photography client is going to spend that kind of money on that kind of SEO. And so, as an expert in this field, am I limiting myself to what I could be earning for the same amount of time? I mean, there's certainly a model where I can build an agency that is efficient, that does low price, high volume, but I've gone down that path and it hasn't been pretty so far. Doesn't mean I couldn't go back and fix some of the mistakes that I've made and still make that a profitable business, but I'm just not sure that's what I want to do. So I'm still thinking about that. Man, there's so much. I've got like all this stuff written down on my whiteboard over here that I'm thinking through. That's the main stuff. I guess that's enough for today. This is way longer than I was expecting to make it anyway. I just wanted to talk some things out because that's always good, right? If I'm saying these things out loud, it helps me to think through them. Even a couple of things that I've said, I've been like, oh, wow, I didn't even think about that before when I was thinking about this. So if you're watching this, you're my friend and I'm talking to you and you're helping me. So thanks for listening. Till next time, I'm out.